Have you ever felt that inexplicable moment when someone lingers in your thoughts without even saying a word? When a simple action, repeated again and again, makes your heart skip, your mind race, and leaves you wondering if you're the only one noticing it or if they're thinking about you just as deeply. Today, we're diving into that mysterious, unspoken language of the heart, the one that tells you more than words ever could. By the end of this video, you'll finally understand the subtle signals that reveal someone's true feelings and why noticing them could change the way you see your relationships forever. Stay with me, because missing even one of these signs could mean overlooking the person who's already thinking about you more than you realize. Comment below where you're watching from, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot. Have you ever noticed how the smallest gestures can speak louder than words? It's fascinating, really, because the human mind often communicates in ways that bypass language entirely. When a woman repeats a subtle action around you, it isn't random. It's a reflection of her attention, her focus, her curiosity. Think about it: the way she positions herself in a room, the way her eyes flick toward you when she doesn't think anyone is watching, the little habits she unconsciously performs when you're nearby. All of these are signals. They are whispers of her inner world, and they matter. We often underestimate the power of consistency. One glance can be casual, one smile accidental. But when a gesture keeps repeating, when a glance finds you across the room again and again, it begins to tell a story. A story of interest, of consideration, of emotional investment that words have yet to reveal. Our brains are wired to notice patterns, and repeated behavior is the pattern of thought made visible. It's like seeing footprints in the sand. They show you where someone has been, even if they never speak about the journey. Pay close attention to the small, seemingly insignificant things. Maybe she adjusts her hair when you walk in. Maybe she laughs a little louder at your jokes. Maybe she finds ways to cross paths with you more often than chance would allow. These are not coincidences. They are extensions of thought, evidence of presence in the mind, proof that you occupy her attention in ways she may not even consciously acknowledge. Understanding this allows you to see the hidden language of connection, to recognize when someone is emotionally present even without saying a word. This is not just about noticing, it's about interpreting with care. It's about seeing the psychology behind the action, the subtle cues that reveal more than any conversation ever could. It's fascinating because it teaches us that attention itself is a form of affection. And when someone's mind returns to you again and again, when a particular gesture becomes a quiet ritual, it is a sign of deeper reflection. It's a sign that you are significant to her, not through declarations, but through the patterns of behavior that emerge naturally when someone values your presence. So the next time you notice a repeated gesture, pause and consider it. Observe without judgment, and let it inform how you understand the unspoken depths of human connection. These signs are not obvious, but they are profound. They are the subtle footprints of the heart, leading you to the truth that cannot always be spoken aloud. Remember, this attention is one of the purest forms of emotional presence, and when someone repeatedly directs it toward you, it is the clearest, quietest declaration of thought. Notice it. Appreciate it, and act on it, because these small signs hold the power to reveal the depth of connection before a single word is ever uttered. One of the most fascinating aspects of human behavior is consistency. It's easy to overlook a single action, to dismiss a gesture as mere coincidence, or to chalk it up to chance. But patterns are rarely accidental. When a woman repeats certain behaviors over time, it's more than habit. It's a signal of focus, of thought, of subtle emotional investment. Psychologists often emphasize that repetition is the mind's way of encoding importance. What we do consistently is where our attention lies. So, when you notice repeated actions directed at you, even the smallest ones, they are a reflection of where you reside in her thoughts. It's crucial to understand that consistency is a form of unspoken communication. One comment on a post might seem casual, one text could be routine. One compliment might appear fleeting, but repeated behaviors form a rhythm. This rhythm, when observed carefully, reveals her inner narrative. It is in the repetition that you can decode her attention and care. Humans are pattern seekers, and the mind instinctively registers repeated cues, often subconsciously, to signal interest or emotional presence. Recognizing this pattern allows you to interpret her thoughts with clarity that words alone rarely provide. These patterns often manifest in ways that feel natural and effortless. She might initiate conversations more frequently, find reasons to be near you, mirror your gestures, or even adapt her tone when interacting with you. None of these are accidental. They are subtle signs of attention, reflections of thoughtfulness, and a quiet desire to be noticed and understood. What's remarkable is that repeated behaviors, no matter how small, create an emotional map. You can trace the paths of her focus, her curiosity, and her interest. The more consistent the action, the deeper the underlying thought. Consistency also shows reliability in emotion. People may act spontaneously or casually at times, but repeated gestures indicate sustained engagement. It demonstrates that her attention is not fleeting, not temporary, but deliberate, even if she does not articulate it. Philosophically, it reminds us that human connection is often built in these quiet, repeated moments, not in dramatic declarations. True presence is shown over time in subtle acts, in the habits of thought made visible through action. So, the next time you notice a pattern, pause and consider it deeply. Don't ignore it, and don't take it lightly. The repeated actions she performs are the clearest signals of emotional and mental presence. They are a silent conversation, a consistent heartbeat pointing toward you. Understanding these cues allows you to perceive not just interest, but depth, care, and thoughtfulness. Remember, this consistency is the language of intention. When her actions follow a pattern directed toward you, it is proof that you are significant in her mind. Observe, appreciate, and act wisely, because these repeated gestures are not mere coincidences. They are the markers of attention, and attention, when sustained, is the purest reflection of thought. Emotional investment is rarely spoken in loud declarations. It often arrives quietly through repeated actions, through subtle patterns, through the energy someone brings into your presence. When a woman repeatedly engages in certain behaviors with you, it's not just curiosity, it's a reflection of her emotional mind returning to you again and again. Our brains are drawn to connection, to relationships, to people who resonate with our inner world. And when someone consistently invests thought, attention, and effort toward you, it's a sign that you have entered her emotional landscape in a meaningful way. These actions often reveal themselves in the smallest details. She remembers the things you say, even when you think they were casually mentioned. She notices your moods and adjusts her energy to match, creating a subtle rhythm of understanding between you. She shares pieces of her inner life that she reserves for only a few people, revealing trust, curiosity, and an emotional willingness to connect. Each repeated gesture, no matter how small, carries weight. It's a footprint of her thoughts, a reflection of her inner focus. What's truly fascinating is that emotional investment often transcends words. Psychology teaches us that humans communicate far more through behavior than language alone. Actions, especially repeated ones, are a tangible expression of the mind. They show where attention, care, and thoughtfulness are directed. When a woman engages in consistent behaviors toward you, she is investing energy, signaling presence, and creating a subtle bond without ever needing to articulate it. This is the silent power of emotional connection, the kind that cannot be faked, the kind that cannot be ignored. Recognizing these signs is about more than noticing behavior. It's about understanding intention. Emotional investment is deliberate, even when unspoken. It manifests as small rituals, sending a message at the right time, showing up when it matters, or remembering details that most would forget. These gestures are evidence of a mind preoccupied with you, of a heart quietly engaged, and of a connection growing in depth. Philosophically, it reminds us that true relationships are built in these repeated, mindful acts, not in fleeting expressions or dramatic declarations. So when you notice her actions, pay attention not just to what is done, but why it is done. Understand that her repeated efforts are her way of showing that you matter. They are her language of thought, of care, of emotional presence. Acting on this awareness allows you to deepen your connection, to respond meaningfully, and to appreciate the subtle ways someone can hold you in their mind. Remember, this emotional investment is revealed in action, not words. When her gestures are repeated, intentional, and thoughtful, it is proof that you occupy her mind and heart. Recognize it, value it, and let it guide you, because these small signs carry the profound power to reveal the depth of connection that words alone could never express.